Picture the scene, a debauched Last Supper with guests dressed in period costumes, and you get a sense of the last dinner party. The Band of Five were this time last year largely unknown, since they've won a Brit Award, played Glastonbury and completed a sold-out US tour.
I think it's only been like this week where I've been like, oh, we're a real band.
Their music and period drama energy has brought great expectations. Their debut album, Prelude to Ecstasy, has landed. We met the band ahead of their show at London's Roundhouse.
Channel 4, Channel 4.
And the appetiser at this dinner party, a side of singing, obviously.
Some of you met at Freshers' Week. Now, can you set the scene? Was that a chic affair where you just talked about art, I imagine?
Not very, yeah.
Yeah, was it just where you talked about your art form?
I don't know if I'd use the word chic, to be honest. Describe anything in Freshers' Week, anywhere. It was a pizza party, and we met over a slice of greasy pizza, and said, hey, I've got no friends. Yeah, just in a sweaty group of 18-year-olds.
The critics have called The Last Dinner Party the most exciting band in Britain.
You have been crowned by the critics the new queens of feminist pop. I don't know how comfortable you feel with this title.
Who said that?
It's been everywhere. Have you not read this?
It's heavy.
Breaking news. It's a huge burden to carry.
Yeah, I think what the revealing thing is like, as we've been coming up, the kind of headline thing is like first female band to do anything, and like people kind of seem to be implying that like we're doing something really new and groundbreaking just by being, you know, 5 non-male musicians, when in fact we come from a very long line and community of very powerful female non-binary artists, and I think it's just a shame that kind of culture at large seems to be constantly blinkered to like the fact, and like, I feel like every few years there's a new study being like, breaking news, misogyny in music, and it's like, yes, we know.
The band, who gained a fast following playing the festival circuit, say there's no excuse for lineups made up of only male headliners.
I think in order for female and non-binary bands to progress up into that status, they need to be able to be given the slots, the higher slots on festival lineups, be given the chance to perform to a big crowd, because without giving those slots to people who deserve it, we're just going to keep seeing the same kind of legacy, historically good, but kind of, you know,
Just alternating Gallagher brothers every year.
I know, there's been several times where I've thought about giving up. And like every time my teacher sort of showed me like a female guitarist or something like Emily Remler or Orianthi, like it kind of makes you think, actually, I can see myself doing that as well, and like I can do this.
Before being signed to Island Records, the band made their name with small gigs and a big impact on social media. In the crowd one night, none other than US singer Courtney Love.
I read somewhere that you had to turn in your hit Nothing Matters into a PG version, so you had to take the F word out of it. Yeah. And apparently, did you call Courtney Love? Is that right? Who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? We know just the person. Yeah. So how did that come about? Tell me.
After the show, we heard like rushing footsteps on the stairs, and she burst in holding like an empty packet of painkillers, and she was like, because she'd heard about our struggle to kind of replace the of Nothing Matters with something else, and she was like, girls, I've got it. It's punch. I will punch you. And like she gave this whole spiel about it.
And from the F word to fake news, the band have something to say on the AI-generated explicit photos of Taylor Swift, which went viral, with US senators introducing a bill to criminalise such images.
I do think it's unfortunate that it took the most publicly perceived woman on earth being involved in a scandal like that in order for there to be legislation on that thing.
Meanwhile, back on the dinner party circuit, there are other pressing matters.
It's a little bit morbid, but, you know, who would be on the top table at your last dinner party? The final guest list, who would it be?
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, okay. Snoop Dogg, Oscar Wilde,
Anne Boleyn, David Bowie.
What a dinner.
Yeah.
hardly surprising then that a band whose influences range from Stravinsky to Snoop Dogg would host a very eclectic dinner party.